Hey team, I'm Redken Global Artistic Ambassador Maggie Perry, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a beautiful dimensional red using Shades ALK. This technique is very simple, very easy to execute, but it provides you with a lot of dimension. You can see there's depth underneath, and it looks like it's highlighted, but it's not, so let's get into it. So here you can see that she has her little natural root. She's coming in at a natural level 5. So for her base, I'm going to use 6N and 6CB. I'm gonna mix in a neutral color to control the warmth at the base. So I don't wanna create a hot root. So that's where the 6N is gonna come in. And then the copper amber color with the 6CB. And then on her ends, I am going to do 7C and 5C to create that brightness. It's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. Her hair is gonna be shiny, soft. It's gonna also lift this root a little bit so we have a nice consistent color. Okay, let's get started. Let's get into the sectioning. So do you always part right here? Mm-hmm. Yes? Okay, perfect. I'm gonna show you guys how to create dimension with your all over colors to make it look like you have a highlight going on. So what I like to do is take a 1/2 inch along the part. So we're gonna create a little mini mohawk section that goes down to the round of the head. So 1 inch thick in total. And then we're going to take 1 inch around her face. We're gonna do that on both sides. Perfect. Then I'm just gonna section the sides. Okay. So we have our top section here, about 1 inch around the part line, 1 inch around the face, the sides, and the back. So what we're gonna do is this top section and these side sections are only gonna have about 1 inch of that darker color. And then these underneath sections, I'm gonna pull it down about 3 to 4 inches. That way, when she parts her hair, and on the sides, it's gonna appear like she has highlights because we kept that darker color a little bit shorter on the top. So it's like a faux highlighting veil technique. Okay, and for her base, I'm going to do 40 grams of 6CB and 10 grams of 6N. We're gonna mix it at a 1 to 1.5 ratio for 125 grams total. Now we're gonna formulate our ends color. I'm gonna do 60 grams of 7C and 30 grams of 5C to deepen it just a touch. We're gonna mix that at a 1 to 1.5 ratio for a total of 225 grams. All right, we're gonna start with our base color in the back, zone 1. I'm gonna pull it down about 4 inches. I love using this technique on my all over colors because it's really easy, it adds dimension. It looks like you did highlights. Looks like a more expensive application, but it's very simple. I'm gonna start from the bottom. And I'm gonna take a piece of mesh and lay it underneath to protect her skin. And I'm just gonna drag this color down in 1/2 inch sections, 4 inches, all the way up the head. All right, we finished the back. Now I'm gonna come in on these side sections and I am gonna pull them back and away from her face. Same thing as the back section, about 4 inches. Pulling these sections straight back. This is gonna pull it away from her face and keep things nice and clean and prepare us for those highlighted sections. So just repeating this process on both sides. All right, so we finished the root on our internal sections. So before we move on to the top, I just want to complete the bottom so that we can isolate it. Now I'm going to go in with my ends formula and apply to zones 2 and 3. I'm going to melt the 2 colors together, comb it through, and then pull all the way down. The ALK moves so nicely through the hair. It's really easy to saturate. It feels very moisturizing. So I'm gonna take about inch thick sections, massaging the 2 zones together, combing through, really saturating, and then pulling through the ends. And I'm gonna do that all over these internal sections. Okay, we completed the internal sections. Now we need to move on to our faux highlights, our veiled sections. So I'm gonna come in on the sides first, and I'm gonna take my root color, and I'm gonna apply about 1 inch. And then I'm gonna take my ends formula, massage it into the root color, comb it through, and pull it down. And I'm gonna do that same thing on the other side by the other ear. I'm gonna place a piece of mesh on this side of her head to protect this top layer from that root color. Do 1 inch on the root on her sides. Then take our ends color, marry the 2 formulas together for a nice blend. Okay, now we're gonna get to the top and final section, the mohawk section. So I'm gonna pull all of the hair over the mesh. And I'm gonna do the same thing that I did on the sides. Just 1 inch of this darker color on the root. And then I'll apply the ends color all the way down. Okay, the root is done. I'm gonna take the ends formula, marry those two formulas together for a nice blend. Comb it through a little, and then pull all the way down. All right, that completes our application. I'm gonna do a quick recap. So we did a 1/2 inch around where she parts for a total of 1 inch around her part line at the top, and then 1 inch along the sides of her face frame, and then the rest is the internal. And on the internal, we took her base color down 4 inches and then applied the ends. And then on top, we did 1 inch of the base color and then applied the rest with the ends. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna create kind of a faux highlight by adding all this dimension underneath. So now we're gonna let this process for about 20 minutes, and I can't wait to show you guys the final result. All right, guys, she is all done processing, rinsed out, and we did a gorgeous curl set on her. So let's take it down together and look at the beautiful finished results. Oh, hell yeah. Wow. Okay guys, look at our beautiful finished results. She looks so stunning. We have a nice depth at the root. And when I turn her to the side, you can see all of this gorgeous dimension with the light hair on top. It makes it look like we did highlights, but we didn't. Super simple, high impact, beautiful. Her hair feels so healthy and so shiny. I love that she has a multi-dimensional color now. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's totally something that you can take back to the salon and execute on your clients. It's very simple, but it has high impact. If you try this, be sure to tag me and Redken Pro, and be sure to try the new Redken Shades ALK.